आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अध्यक्ष जी, नाम तो इसका सोशल मीडिया है, पर काम ये सारे अनसोशल करता है।
जैसे कर्नाटक में हम लोग क्या देखा, एक मुश्ताक अली ने कोई कम्युनल पोस्ट हिंदुओं का खिलाफ कुछ पोस्ट डाला है। जब पुलिस ने कार्रवाई किया तब देखा गया मुश्ताक अली का असली नाम है सिद्धारुदा श्रीकांत निराले, वो भी एक एमएलसी का रिलेटिव है, डीएस अरुण साहब का रिलेटिव है। वर्णन मत करें अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं रेफरेंस के लिए हूं, उल्टा भी हो सकता है अध्यक्ष महोदय। तो सोशल डिस्टर्बेंस, अनलॉफुल एक्टिविस्ट ना हो, देश का सॉवरेनिटी भी रक्षा हो, ये सारे मुद्दा देखना सरकार का जिम्मेवारी रहना है। इसलिए मैं सरकार से जानना चाहता हूं, मैंडेटरी प्रोविजन क्यों नहीं करते?
Of the information for the purposes of prevention, detection, investigation, prosecution or punishment of an offence related to the sovereignty and integrity of India, security of the state, public order or incitement of an offence. ये हमारे रूल्स में है। अगर कोई सोशल मीडिया को मिसयूज करता है, और इंटरमीडियरी का एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनता है कि वो आइडेंटिफाई करे कि किसने ये किया है और कहां से किया है, तो ये हमारे रूल्स में है। ये मैटर आज सबजुडिस है क्योंकि व्हाट्सएप ने इसको चैलेंज किया है दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट में, और हमने ये इस इशू को बड़ा रोबस्टली डिफेंड किया है।
As a deterrent for those who intends to do unlawful activities on social platforms, when mobile SIM cards are easily cloned or people with ill intention use prepaid SIM cards brought using false documents.
Voluntary verification is not aimed to be a deterrent. It is aimed to be encouraging the intermediaries to do due diligence on those who are using their platforms. Currently, there is no law or rule that allows for mandatory verification of users that use these social media platforms.
क्योंकि अध्यक्ष महोदय, जो सोशल मीडिया ऑपरेटर्स है, इनका निजी स्वार्थ रहते हैं, इनका शेयर, लाइक, सीन, रीच, इससे इनका रेवेन्यू मिलते हैं, और सरकार का जो जिम्मेवारी है वो प्राइवेट ऑपरेटर्स का नहीं है अध्यक्ष महोदय। तो मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आते सरकार क्यों मैंडेटरी प्रोविजन नहीं करते। सरकार आधार कार्ड हो, वोटर कार्ड हो या दूसरी किसी से, और जो मोबाइल, जैसे मेरा फेसबुक अकाउंट या ट्विटर अकाउंट, जो मोबाइल वेरिफिकेशन होता है, मैं अगर आपके मोबाइल मेरे पास रहते हैं वो यूज करके मैं वेरीफाई कर सकता हूं, तो इसका भी एक कारण है।
डी रवि कुमार।
Honorable Speaker, sir, I would like to know whether the government has taken any steps to curb hate campaign in social media, particularly apps like Sully Deals and Bully Boy. They are creating apps like that to harass women from particular religion and community. I would like to know from the minister whether the government has taken any serious steps to curb the hate campaign.
Today, social media has been weaponized by governments, by certain political parties, non-state actors, and everybody who has a pernicious agenda in this world. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Minister, Mr. Ashwani Vaishnav and Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar were both members of the Data Protection Committee, the Joint Committee of Parliament on Data Protection. I had very, very strongly argued, if they would recall, that there must be mandatory verification of all social media accounts. At that point in time, from the government, it was said that since we have promulgated the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Codes Rules 2021, this should not find place in the Data Protection Bill. My question to both the ministers is that what stops the government? What prevents the government from making this verification mandatory? And if your argument is going to be that we can do it in India's case, but this can happen globally, then the counter to that is, once the GDPR process has started off, the data protection rules process started off in California, it became pervasive all across the world. Why don't you take the first step and make verification of social media accounts mandatory?
Honorable members' concerns about safety and trust online, and especially the issue of misuse of social media, to create public order problems and law and order problems around the country. Sir, it is true that while the internet and technology has empowered and transformed and been a platform for good, that user harm, criminality, and fake news type of issues are also on the rise. तो मैं आप जो कह रहे हैं उसके साथ मैं एम्पथाइज करता हूं, लेकिन हमारा जो अप्रोच है इसको मैंडेटरी बनाना नहीं है. और आप अगर आंसर में देखोगे, as per Rule 4.2 of the intermediary guidelines that were issued in February 2021, a significant social media intermediary is required to identify the first originator. And I wish to say that I have no opposition to his particular view, excepting to point out very respectfully that this is one way of approaching this problem. The government is interested in balancing the issues of privacy as well as the interest of safety and trust. This is not an easy balance to achieve, and we believe that this issue of mandatory verification is an issue that is at the intersection of both privacy and this issue of safety and trust. We believe that the rules that were promulgated in February 2021 provides very effectively, casts an obligation on the intermediaries to be able to detect and identify the first originator of any criminal activity. That is an obligation that has been cast through the subordinate legislation, sir. And while that matter has been challenged by some intermediaries, the government is robustly defending its position that this anonymity cannot be a blanket one, and first origination should be possible as an obligation on the intermediaries.